The reason they weren't commonly being done, one was technology had only recently evolved to the point that you could do that in a flexible and more cost-effective manner. The other was because in the US, at least healthcare only, whatever the insurance companies say is what happens and nothing else happens until they say it can. Most people will not lift a finger if the insurance company doesn't approve it. So because insurance would not pay for telemedicine in most cases, most people were just doing nothing. They were just leaving things the way they were, and the patients were just allowed to suffer because the system said so. So we bypassed that to a large degree and just went out and built for what we needed. So we looked at it from the perspective of, okay, I'm trying to deliver medical care to someone's grandma in a small town. They don't have a lot of staff, they don't have a lot of technology, they don't have a lot of money, and in many cases are not that technologically savvy. So we need to build for low cost, we need to build for low bandwidth, we need to build for high flexibility. That was kind of the approach that we took. So we were not thinking about things from the perspective of what's the Cadillac of software that you could put together and you require high bandwidth, and if everybody had an HD screen, we weren't thinking about it from that side. We were thinking about it from, okay, if this is if we have 2G, can we still get a video? Can we get a video at all, right? Right. If the nurse doesn't have an email account, is this something that the nurse could figure out how to use, right? And those challenges for us still continue. Absolutely. We still work with those things in mind. But that was a lot of the criteria for us. So we essentially came from the start in the sort of worst case scenario. And then if we can build up from there to something that is more robust but is able to handle those situations, that for us was sort of the ideal situation. So in every case, it was really looking at, again, where's the problem? What is the problem we're trying to solve? What would we need to solve that or to address that effectively in that context, and then kind of going from there. So not building until some study went into what was necessary. And then part of it is just the adaptation, right? You get into it, you start doing it, you learn things you didn't even know before you started, and then you adapt further.